and gentlemen, Your Holiness, please, I didn't know, you just said to us that you would better be questioned. That's why my first question, how to become your follower?
How to be a follower? Just be in front of me. There's nobody behind me. YPO, it just struck me, it is why pass an opportunity. What is there that life can offer to us individually, and from us we can pass it on to society around us? Just a while ago, when I was talking to the committee, a few of the YPOs, I was mentioning, every executive should have an opportunity to work with an NGO for 1 or 2 months. That would enrich their experience. Because NGOs function on a different paradigm altogether. Corporates, you can hire people and you fire them. If they don't perform, you fire them. And you motivate them time to time to perform better. But in NGOs, we had to contain the enthusiasm. It's volunteer based. So everyone thinks they know the best way to function. And everybody is a boss. So NGOs function on a very different dimension. It is much difficult to manage and run an NGO because everyone is a boss and everyone thinks they have the best idea. They are not motivated, mind you. They are inspired. They function from the level of inspiration. Something touches their heart and they want to do that as a service to the society. So ethics in business, is it a reality or it's just a utopian idea? Recent years has shown us that unethical business do not stand too long. Whether it's Enrons or Satyams, these companies have risen to great heights and fell that fast and that soon. But there are many other corporations, many other companies which have followed the rules of ethics, which has been very ethical and which has grown, sustained in a sustainable manner, whose growth has been very sustainable. Now, what does a business expect from spirituality or ethics or moral values? Number one, time management. Every business requires people who manage their time well. To make best use of time, what we need to do? We need to observe our mind. In our mind, we are either anxious about the future or angry about the past. Mind is vacillating. Even now we are sitting here, we are angry about the past, which is of no use, and we are anxious about the future, which again does not help us at this moment. So our system becomes so tense and uncomfortable. The practices of breathing, meditation, all this would help one to be in the present moment. So relieve us from anger of the past, anxiousness of the future, make us be in the present moment. Now, the second benefit of this is creates a sense of belongingness, gentleness within us. You know, a baby smiles 400 times a day. An adolescent smiles only 17 times. But an executive, I was told, doesn't smile all the days. We need to smile more. Smile through our tough times. Smile through challenges. You will find that enormous energy, enormous potential just comes out from within you to be able to function better, to be able to face the challenges. The third important thing for business is intuition. For speculation, you need good intuition. Investors need good intuition. If your intuition is muddled and you invest in things which is not productive, then you feel devastated. So business requires a good intuitive power. And when the mind is calm, collective, pleasant, free from stress, the intuitive ability improves tremendously. Insight, intuition, innovative ideas come to yourself, and a sense of belongingness, friendliness, people skills. We develop people skills, how we can interact with people of various stratas, cynicism, or sarcasm, how we can manage and handle people of various different mindsets comes to you naturally. So these are some of the main benefits that human resource development or ethics or spirituality per se can offer in the field of business to those who want success. Now, another aspect is corporate social responsibility. This is something that brings you satisfaction. I usually say this word job satisfaction doesn't exist. It exists only in dictionary. People doing any sorts of job, everyone says, oh, I am not satisfied. There is no job satisfaction. Do you see what I'm saying? Even if you seem to have found some job satisfaction, it's only momentary. If you are successful in a job, you aim for more. If you don't find success, definitely there is no satisfaction. So, this job satisfaction can come to us only through corporate social responsibility. If we take up some job outside our profit loss margins and whatever, then that gives you a sense of purposefulness, a sense of worthiness, sense of sharing ourselves with others, which is immensely gratifying. I often say, we all came into this planet crying, right? The first act we did, we took a deep breath in, and second act is we started crying. The last act of our life is we breathe out and make others cry. In between the first and last breath, at least let us laugh, let us smile, and let's make others smile around us. What do you say?